So I was bored. I figured I wanted to try to make a video. So in my boredom and trying to make a video, I decided to run a few of the books that are hyped up at the moment, or even books that you should get just in case. Well, starting off, everybody's saying that the Gotham City Sirens first appearance started with Batman 850. I kind of doubt it, but the market says so right now. I would tell you, instead of getting this book, or if you can find it cheap, take it. Instead, go for the actual book. Gotham City Sirens #1. This is, truth be told, their real first appearance. The value of this book is pretty good, will keep going up. It's worthy of a book to have now, and it's a good book for you to keep an eye on. Now, some people also like to use, as an example of books, the next set that is popular but hasn't really caught on. That is the Bird of Prey set. Now, Bird of Prey, Oracle, Black Canary, each of these books technically work as a major book. This is their first appearance, issue #1. This is the original series before, I'm sorry, this is the second series after the one I've showed you previously. This is volume 2, Birds of Prey #1. And just for fun, I went ahead and found Black Canary's #1. Now, each of these books all are considered a good version of the Birds of Prey, but the major one that people spend money on, of course, is this one. This is the money book of the group. Now, every now and then I get bored and I try to hunt down things that people are really hype on at the moment. One of those books are the Nightwing movie idea. So, New 52 Nightwing. I just saw a Teen Titans movie with him, which I thought was pretty interesting in the red suit. But this is the second series. This isn't the big series you should be looking for. You should be trying to find this one. The original series of Nightwing that came out in '96. This is also #1. Also Chuck Dixon. Pretty good book. Actually read through it. Really enjoyed it. And another book to keep an eye on. Secret Files and Origins of Nightwing. This is a $10 book. And it sells pretty easily. I would always tell you to pick this one up because it's still in dollar bins and most people haven't really caught on to it. But it is a pretty great book to have. All right, now, a lot of people are going into the awesomeness of this book. Personally, the Dark Days series is amazing. If you haven't read it, read it. I would tell you to get it. I don't know if this is going to hold because they've gone pretty crazy in the DC universe. But I'm going to show you a few books that all tie directly into this. I should pull out the other series that included the Before Watchmen, but though that one's more known. Most people are trying to pull that already. It's not as much of a big deal. I would tell you instead, look for the books that had Watchmen before the Before Watchmen series, and that is this one. The Question #17, first appearance of Rorschach, I believe I said that wrong, but whatever, from the Watchmen, way before anything that you've been reading. This one's in pretty okay condition. It's actually kind of beat up, but in luck, I have one that's in better condition. It's always good to have two if you can find it. This book, price fluctuates crazy. Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 30. Depends on the mood it's in and whether or not people are really jumping for this book. I like it. It's a great read. But truth be told, it's a dream sequence. So it's not even genuinely a first appearance. But it was before anyone in DC Universe even thought to do it. Now, here's some of the books that are affected a lot through DC The Forge. So if this is The Forge, here's the books that have major appearances in it. First and foremost, Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific's appearance in this is kind of unexpected. I didn't even know Mr. Terrific was going to be a big character in this, but it was great to see him. The Blackhawks, they're going to be joining the Hawk team when it comes to Hulk versus Bats. This is their New 52 first appearance. I'm noticing they're drawing a lot of this stuff from the New 52, which is interesting because with Rebirth, you would think they wouldn't really use this stuff. And the major one, Savage Hawkman #1. All of these are referenced heavily amongst the Forge. It's pretty interesting because I didn't even see that coming. I wouldn't even believe that they would use New 52 stories and added those into the new universe so quickly. Also, beautiful book. Now, other random books that I enjoy usually come up pretty quickly. Here's one that I don't really talk about enough, but I love having it. It is The Sandman. Now, this is the Master of Dreams, issue #4, first appearance of Lucifer Morningstar. Another book. I just love Lucifer Morningstar from the TV series. Went back, learned who he was, read a lot of the books. I like him a lot. I also have Lucifer #1. Great series, great reads. Can't do wrong with gaming. Now, other things you should own because either of current hype or because they're just really popular books. One that I don't talk about enough. Superman Rebirth #10. This is the Super Sons. This is a variant cover. Yes, that's on the bag. I have to get that off. I'm too lazy. But this is the Super Sons first meeting. This is a brand new book. You can find this in stores. You may even find it cheaper than $2.99, which is cover. Find it now while it's still hot and why nobody really, for some reason, have figured that this was going to be the book. You may find stores selling it at 10. I still recommend you trying to find it at cover. Also, another major player, but this time in the Marvel Universe. You will recognize this is Ultimate Fantastic Four #1, but the character that means anything, Reed Richards. We found out that Reed Richards has been added into the Marvel Universe as the villain for a lot of books. He is already fighting with other major characters in the Marvel Universe. He's already gaining traction. He's also a great villain. So one day, when they ever decide to bring the Fantastic Four back, which isn't anytime soon, we got The Thing and we got Human Torch, but we haven't seen the other two. Hopefully, when that happens, there'll be a major battle between the two Reeds, other than Secret Wars. I'm hoping this book has potential. I think it's a book everyone should have. It's worth having now because no one really cares about the Fantastic Four. Get Fantastic Four keys now while they're dirt cheap. All right, so more movie hype and more books that are just popular. So, speaking of popularity, bam. Wonder Woman 72, the book. There's no other way to describe it, no other way to talk about it. It is literally the cover that's iconic for every Wonder Woman collector. Prices are insane, but it's worth having because no one really knew that was going to be the one. Next up, Wonder Woman 90. This carries keys and first appearances to the current movie. Good book to have. Values fluctuate. You may find it cheap at like $10. You may find it all the way up to $30. And last but not least, 188. My favorite to use cover. You can't really see Wonder Woman as well as I hoped you would, but this book is beautiful. It is by far one of my favorites. I think even with the glare, it's still a beautiful book. So, other random books. Now for laughs, I went ahead and found me a copy of Gotham by Gaslight. I'm going to read it this weekend. I found out, this is just a reader copy. It's not very good condition, but it's also a first print. This book is now the next one they're going to animate. So when they actually make this into a cartoon, everybody's going to go crazy. Hopefully the prices of it will jump. If it doesn't, and it's a great story, I'll keep it. It'll make me happy. Just for laughs, other random Batman books that I don't collect, because interesting enough, I really only collect X-Men, but haven't found any as of lately, so I've been picking up fun things like this. Combo packs. Batman Detective Comics 0, digital copy inside, combo pack book. I'm starting to pick these up more often. I'm finding out they carry a little more value than the standard copy. And For some reason, they're being priced just like the non-combo pack issues, so I'm going to pick those up more often. Forever Evil, number 4, Batman variant. Batman Yellow Ring. You know, if Batman works on fear, that might be the best person to get a yellow ring. Great book. Story's okay. But as far as this cover, that cover is magnificent. I love seeing it, love reading it. So, other random things to pick up that I would recommend. Here's something that's just unusual. This is Batman Year One, issue 404. You'll find out from this issue that there's a variant, and it's a variant that's not marked by anyone yet. You can see from Bruce Wayne's suit and his father's trench coat that there's a major change. So some issues print it differently, giving Bruce Wayne the green suit and his dad the blue trench. If you look between both, that is a drastic change. I thought it was just the book had faded, but it didn't. It's just a variant of a book that no one really even, I don't think, takes notice to in the market yet. Hopefully, as more people figure out there's a variant to it, it may go up in price. I'm just happy to have both. All right. Another thing you should look at if you don't have, go ahead and pick these up. Batman, Night of Vengeance, Flashpoint. Thomas Wayne as Batman. All of these books are moderately easy to find. I would tell you, if you haven't picked them up, start looking now. Good story arc, fun thing to own, pretty fun thing to read. As you can see by that cover, you can kind of get a guess at how the story is going to go. Of course, if Thomas Wayne is Batman, who died? Womp, womp, womp. Also, who turns out to be Joker? Interesting facts. Interesting book to have. Let's skip around to some Marvel books for a minute. This, I couldn't help it. Inhumans, number 1. Why would I pick this over the old series? The logo. The Inhumans logo looks directly like the one for the TV series. It has this same story arc almost, setting up the same details and characters. I'm going to work with this just to see if this book picks up. This is a reader copy. Hopefully I can find a better one, and I'll probably get rid of this one if it does get hype. Another crazy little book, Black Widow number 1 from the Max line of Marvel Comics. If you notice, that is not Natasha. It is a different person as Black Widow throughout this story. But in the current Marvel movies, Natasha is going to be changing to an actual blonde hair. So I'm wondering if they're just going to change the name and give her a new name, and that could turn out to be this young lady. Or they may even just mysteriously just keep the name and just make her blonde. Either or, I'm wondering if this book's going to gain some traction. If not, it's an okay read. I would recommend it for people who are big fans of Black Widow, just for the difference of how violent this character is compared to the old school. Don't have to say too much about, don't have to say too much about issue 44, Silver Surfer. You know what this is. Simply put, first time the Infinity Gauntlet was ever shown. This book is another one that the price has gone up a lot, but you can still find it cheap in dollar bins if you're willing to look. I paid $1 for this one. It's not in the best of condition. I probably will get rid of it pretty cheap, but again, for a first appearance of a book that's gonna be hot, and technically it has been hot, you should have it. All right. Now, other books that I like or take a notice to have all been X books. I collect X books. So, everyone, this is by far the best X series I've read that carried through the 2000s. Uncanny X-Force number 1. This was the second run after Cyclops had disbanded the team and they made a new one. This one's run by Wolverine, carries members, as you can see on the cover. This book was a lot darker. They killed a lot more people. I think Rick Morander did an amazing job. I think this is the one that most people, hopefully, will enjoy the most. If they ever did do the X-Force movie, which they keep promising, This could be the book. I'm not sure, but I can honestly say this book is the first time they've ever met as a team. And that's why Wolverine brought them all back together. This is Wolverine Road to Hell. This book was the first time they all got brought together, of course, except for Daken, who's for some reason stuck in there. X-23 was already a member of X-Force. So all of these characters were brought in and transferred over to the X-Force line. This book is not listed as their first appearance. It's an X-Men book. But I feel this book carries a lot more weight than people have taken notice to. All right. Another first appearance that I like to show. All New, All Different Wasp. This book is brand new. You can find this book. With Ant-Man and Wasp coming, I recommend picking this up. She's just got her own book with Marvel. Other than The Vision, which everyone should have as an incredible reading, I think everyone should have this character now before she gets any more hyped. We'll see if her stories are good and the writing turns out to hold its own, she may become a big character. I thought the same thing with Viv and The Vision, but as you can tell, that book is starting to wane a little bit. I still recommend it because it's one of the best things I've read. Guardians of the Galaxy 24. Okay, what lies in the cocoon is simple. Thanos. This is the return of Thanos. Great book. Prices are never cheap for this run of Guardians of the Galaxy. The beginning is expensive, the middle is okay, and then the last 5 books at the end are no joke. So when I say no joke, I'm talking anywhere between $15 to $30. Why are they so expensive? Because these tie directly into the return of Thanos, important characters that the Guardians now face, and first times that they've met or fought people. So, speaking of other books that you should have that are good reads, no question. Please buy Seven to Eternity. Don't miss this book. It's magnificent. Buy it as a trade. Do not try to buy it unless you're willing to spend the money. This is no longer a $30, $40 book. This is now a $50, $60, $80 book. It's amazing. The art is incredible. The same guy who did X-Force, Rick Morander, he's back. One of the best books I've read from Image other than Saga. And that says a lot because Saga is still my go-to book for incredible writing. So, last 2 books, but just quick ideas. Hack Slash. Hack Slash is a series that came from DDP, was picked up by Image. These are the early books. This book and of course the number 1, which is our first appearance, have huge values. The number 1 is over $100. As issue 24 of Hack Slash, this is a variant. It's not the AB issue. It's literally a variant off of those 2. Prices are insane. $30, $40, $50. But I've also seen it all the way down to $5 at conventions because most people don't collect Hack Slash. They were trying to do a TV show of it. If that happened, there's no telling where this book would go, but it's good to have if you can bump into it. And last but not least, just a variant that I love. I like The Runaways. It was one of my favorite books I read. So when Secret Wars started and Runaways was a series, I picked up the standard cover, not knowing that this 1 in 25 was coming. I went back and bought this the same week. Then I just found another one lately. This is the new one I've just found. This book is a direct copy off of the original Runaways number 1. Cool cover. The only difference is now we have, was it Valerie from the Fantastic Four with her dad, Doom, behind her. If you haven't read Secret Wars, read the actual issues. Don't jump off into variants. They're okay, but the original issues are great reads. This is just a cool book. Couldn't turn it down. Thank you for listening to me and seeing some of the books. As you can see, I have a few random things that I love reading. Maybe even some books that I wouldn't tell you to buy. But if you're a Spawn collector, pick it up. I don't know why I picked this 25th anniversary up. I don't know. But it's a fun thing. It shows lots of art, original pages of issue 1 and I think issue 2. It's not a great book to read. I don't think it's going to carry value, but I just like the way it looked, so I couldn't turn it down. Same thing with this one. X-Men Worlds Apart. As an X-Men collector, I buy all of them. But this is a Campbell cover that's not very good. It's decent. It's not great. That's why this one doesn't carry the value, and most people don't know it even exists. So, on that note, thank you again. I'm going to start packing it up. Hopefully, as I find a few more random books over the next 2 weeks, I'll pull stuff out as the popularity. Not next week. Wow, that was way off. Tomorrow, actually. I'll pull out a few more books, starting with the New Warriors and a few other books that are carrying weight that have TV shows or other exciting things going on. Thank you.